Hey, well, welcome back to Tool Bag Tuesday. Today we're talking about personal protective equipment, PPE. And this includes everything from safety glasses, gloves, hearing protection. All of this kind of equipment is important and should be in your shop. This was all gathered up in one or two drawers over in one of my toolboxes. And I've got different kinds of safety glasses here. And by the way, regular reading or glasses like I wear are not safety glasses. You need something on the sides to protect from flying debris. And it can be as simple as a pair of glasses like this, which work very well. They do have sun coverage coming around the side of your face here. In my opinion, it's not quite enough for some heavy grinding or working with wire wheels. That's especially dangerous. This particular pair has a little bit better side clearance, and they also have a nice thing about them is they have a nice cheater down here in the bottom of the lens. So if you're working up close on something, you need that magnifying ability. These are pretty nice for that. These are and glasses like these are fairly cheap, $3-4. If you buy them online, you can probably get 3 or 4 pair for $10. And then you can go as basic as your old grade school science glasses, goggles, or maybe your high school chemistry goggles. These all work. They have the side protection. They are actually better than these in many cases because of the flying debris if you're using a wire wheel or doing a lot of grinding. They have a nice view range. I've had enough eye injuries over the years that I've gotten to where when I'm doing some heavy grinding or especially using a wire wheel, I tend to wear a pair of goggles. And this pair here is, this is DeWalt, but they're just a clear lens. They've got pretty decent ventilation, so they don't fog up very often. These are getting a little scarred up from being in the drawer there in my toolbox. But a pair of goggles is nice because they sealed into your face. They have this nice rubber coating, so very difficult to get something through those into your eyes. I also have a pair of, tend to wear these like sunglasses outside, but they're good for using a torch cutting. They're not quite dark enough for using with a plasma cutter, so keep that in mind. I also have this really nice pair, which really just a little more expensive, but they're the same thing. They're just a pair of safety glasses. They have some wraparound protection. They're tinted. Again, use them more like a pair of sunglasses than anything. And then going back to goggles, I have this pair, which unfortunately, and I'll put a link to them because I do like them. These are Wildcat. I've got a couple different pairs, and you can get lenses in different shades. You can get these dark enough that it's safe to cut with a plasma cutter with these. And I like them, and I use them for that purpose. I also use them when I'm doing some grinding outside in a lighter shade. And I've talked to some people that say they can use them to weld. I would not recommend it. I've not found a lens dark enough that I would trust that. Also, there's not enough protection for your face, so you're still getting all that radiation on your face. It's like wearing sleeves and gloves when you're welding. That's there to protect your skin from the radiation of the arc. So you'll see people weld barehanded, weld with no sleeves. I've done it. I have plenty of scars on my arms to prove it. It's not a wise choice though. This pair of goggles, the only issue I have with them is there's not quite enough ventilation in them. So they do tend to fog up if you wear them for very long or if you're doing a lot of moving around while you're wearing them. But short bursts, they're great. They're very good for plasma cutting. Next up, gloves to protect our hands. We're talking about sleeves, like the shirt I'm wearing. This isn't really a good one for welding or cutting, but it's better than nothing. The thing is stuff will burn through it, so I have welding coats for that. But gloves, whether you go as basic as a pair of rubber gloves, this is a package of 3 pair, probably 99 cents I buy them by the box. Great if you're messing with chemicals. Probably not good for welding, but you know, using the right product or the right tool for the job, again, get some leather gloves. These are a insulated leather glove. I wear these a lot during the winter outside working in the yards and stuff. And then I just have regular, very inexpensive leather gloves. I buy these are a Harbor Freight glove. And I buy them 4 or 5 pairs at a time. They are not the most durable pair of gloves, you know, but they are really pretty good. I've had good luck with them. They're nice and soft, so I can work with them and I don't feel hindered by them. I do a lot of TIG welding with that type of glove, as well as just general maintenance work on stuff. And finally, let's set some of this aside. Last but not least on our personal protection is hearing protection. Whether you go with the basic earplugs, roll these sponge things up, shove them in your ear. A lot of guys cut the tether off. I leave it on there most of the time because I can throw it over my neck, and I tend to keep them with me. You know, a box of these with 100 pair in them is less than $20, I believe. Go to a little bit nicer version, or you know, fancier version is just a pair of earmuffs, and they cut the noise down really well. I use this pair around the shop. I think I have exactly the same pair in my shooting bag that I use when I go shooting guns. And then finally, we'll call them the Cadillac versions. So we're gonna say these are less than $1 a pair. These are maybe $12, $13. These are $50. And $50 gets you a pair of earmuffs that have Bluetooth and a built-in rechargeable battery. These things are awesome. They're made by 3M. Sync them to your phone, sync them to your iPod, whatever. You can play music over them. You can listen to a book if that's your thing. And because they've got a built-in speaker, you can take a phone call. So you can be out working on something wherever your phone is at. You don't have to take these off. You can take a phone call. Probably not going to be grinding during the phone call because they're going to hear the noise, but overall, you can just keep on going, get your job done. You don't miss the phone call that you were waiting on while you were trying to get some work done. So out of everything here, I use this type of glove most often. I use these for hearing protection. And then I use some wraparound glasses or goggles, depending on what kind of work I'm doing. But PPE, it's extremely important. Make sure you're using something. I'll put links to as much of this as I can in the comments, or in the description below, rather. And you guys have a great day. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for watching Allison Customs Project Car TV. Like us on Facebook and check us out at AllisonCustomsOnline.com.